We're here in LA at the First Annual Geekie Awards, giving Stanley the Lifetime Achievement Award. Come check out all our fun interviews with the presenters, the hosts, and maybe even Stan the man himself.
Hey, I'm Allison Hayslip, and I am hosting the first ever Geekie Awards.
You know, 20 years ago on Saved by the Bell, the geeky guys were even less cool than Screech. Let's be honest. But now, being a geek it's being hipper than anyone else.
Being a geek is really about finding what you're really passionate about and not giving a care about what anyone thinks, you know, and really just going for it and really living out the fantasies that you had in your childhood.
It has meant usually a passionate interest in things that aren't necessarily mainstream, but over the last 10 or 15 years, especially in the last 5 years, there's been such a mainstream acceptance of all things geek that I haven't had to fight for these loves and passions as much as I used to.
You can be old, you can be young, you can be a muscle builder, you can be a track runner, you can be a scientist, you can be anybody, but you love that world, I think, of sci-fi, fantasy, anime.
The fact that I could randomly spout off scenes from Star Wars or Big Trouble in Little China or Aliens at any point.
Come over, man. What the fuck are we gonna do now? Why don't you put her in charge?
It's where everyone is accepted, and it's so much fun, because when you walk into Comic-Con, or any convention, Kamikaze, or even a comic book shop, you know everyone there is going to get you. It's like a telepathic thing, and you're automatically one of them.
I straddle the fence of geekdom. You know, anybody who's still into robots and comic books at my advanced age enjoys a certain amount of geekiness.
I think it means being obsessed with something. You know, I know that geek gets a connotation for sci-fi and genre, but I think that being obsessed with anything, even if it's like washing machines, that makes you a geek because you're fixated on one topic and you know all about it.
To be a geek is not only knowing everything about what you love, but really making what you love, you know, known to other people and making it a real part of you and just showing yourself to others. You can be a geek about anything.
I've got my fairy wings on, and I just eat, sleep, and breathe this. I love fantasy. Again, I love sci-fi. And I don't think it's really something that we try to be. It's just kind of who you are and what you're passionate about.
I think to be a geek is to take something that's important to you, regardless of what it is, and make it a part of your life in more than just a tangential way. You know, for me, for instance, it's science fiction and pop culture, and that's my career. I'm an illustrator and an artist, mostly science fiction, and I'm a big Joseph Campbell guy. Follow your bliss, man.
I geek out about Joss Whedon, Buffy, Angel, like that universe. I'm obsessed with it, like obsessed.
I am definitely a geek in terms of my love for science fiction and science fact. I'm not one of those people that watches every episode of everything. I like to spend my time geeking out over the real stuff. Making the world a better place is what this genre was founded on.
I am geeking out about 3D printing technology, and I just bought a 3D printer. And I'm going to print myself a set of full-scale Iron Man armor. Nice. I can't wait.
I'm one of those people who, when I go and see a superhero movie or something like that, I will believe in any universe you create for me, as long as you stick to the rules of your own universe. And I'm one of those people that if you break your own rules, I'm the one afterwards who's like, but this didn't work, and this didn't work, and blah, blah, blah. So that's the thing that gets me really riled up.
You're like, rubble, to the internet.
Like, you don't want to see time travel movies with me, because I'm the person who's like, but there was this loophole, and you know.
And I love the sci-fi and Star Wars and Star Trek and all that stuff, but it's amazing to be around people who are creative, but want to help other people create as well.
Pay it forward.
Exactly, pay it forward.
I also geek out about roller derby. I'm a roller derby player,
awesome.
So I freaking love it. I love the rules. I love strategy. I like to jam and I like to hit bitches. Can I say that?
You can say whatever you want.
I like to hit bitches.
I think Star Trek was the thing for me, and probably I'm not alone in this, for people who kind of work in the the aerospace industry,
that got me kind of excited about it. And I think it's because Star Trek always represented that universe that we wanted to live in, like the future that I kind of hoped for. Not just,
not Blade Runner, all the dystopian.
I mean, I love Blade Runner, but yeah, like definitely Star Trek's like kind of like the thing that I feel like we all work towards.
I've been a big Doctor Who fan. I worked at Lucasfilm for 10 years as their senior editor at StarWars.com, so I'm a huge Star Wars fan as well. Really excited for the new Star Wars that's coming out. And then I'm a weird geek, so I like things like Red Dwarf. I like the small things that you probably don't remember. I'm a big Bob Ross fan. Into Happy Little Trees, so I'm all over the place.
I hate to admit this, but yeah, I do like little role playing by myself. Like when I'm, and acting, you need someone else to be there, but like I'll just act by myself and kind of do a whole scenes in my room, and I recreate scenes from Star Wars, and yeah, that's kind of my thing.
Action figures.
Yeah, that's true. I do love toys. Yeah, I like toys so much I made a TV show about it.
You know what? Don't be afraid to be a geek. Embrace it.